No one likes critiquing the things they like. That's just one of those things. People like critiquing the things they don't like because it's easier. The hardest thing to do is to critique something you do a lot and that you love to do. I love playing Ninth Age. I do enjoy playing it. I play it every weekend at the game store. If I'm there on a Saturday, I'm playing Ninth Age. That's just one of those things. I have almost 4 armies for it. You know, they did all this work to make a book for Askelanders, which are like fantasy Vikings, fantasy Mongols, a homebrew Nippon book. It was a great community. It really was. It was very community driven. Everyone was able to input, feedback into there and all that fun stuff. And the guys who are developing listened. Now, if you're asking yourself, should I play Ninth Age over, say, Age of Sigmar or Kings of War, etc.? I would usually say yes. I really would. The one part that I trip up on and I change my opinion on is say you try and go to the forums and say you have a complaint and say you word that complaint and you're a little hot about it. You're like, you don't curse or anything, but you can tell that you're angry and you're throwing accusations around. How would you feel if you went to the forum with your grievances and you word them angrily, say, and you found yourself warned or your post deleted or someone calls you stupid, etc., etc.? I see this a lot on the Ninth Age forums. I really do. It seems like their biggest tool is resolute censorship. Unless you were kissing their feet or licking their boots, they will treat you worse than someone who's like white knighting for them, which is natural. I get it. But the fact is that the Ninth Age team has been causing a lot of strife in a lot of army books. And a lot of army communities are really pissed at the team. Not for the changes they do, but they do these changes without telling the community why they did it and what their goal was for those changes. They seem to think that as they took up the mantle of Warhammer Fantasy, they almost took up the mantle of fuck the community, we're going to do what we want. It's what it seems like to me. This is my personal opinion what's going on here. Now, on the forums, I'm fucking hated. I just know it because I don't mince my words. What I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, I throw out there because I do not kiss ass. I just fucking don't. What you're going to hear from me is what you're going to hear from me. And there are so many thin-skinned people on that forum that it's just impossible to not insult somebody. I guess it's like a European v. American ideal here, but I've had guys that I know in real life go on the forum and the mods have gone in and actually rewritten their posts for them. They've gone on there and they've said something, that apparently the mod team didn't like, and they were absolutely censored completely. I get that it's a private website and it's their domain and whatever the fuck ever else. But when you are actively censoring and kicking and banning people because you don't like their opinions and you don't like how they talk to you, it kind of shows just how much of a shitty mod team you actually are. If you're more reliant on keeping everyone fair and nice, it's a war game. I don't understand. It's not a child RPG. It's not a child MMO. We are a war game community. And if you're too fucking thin-skinned to take criticism, and no matter what shape or form it's in, whether it's good or bad, you shouldn't volunteer to be on a team for a war game. You also can't hide behind the cape of I'm a volunteer when you get criticism. No one gives a fuck if you're a volunteer or not. You took up the job. If you take up the job, you get what comes with it. If you do your job badly or incorrectly, you best fucking be sure someone's gonna yell at you. That's part of the gig. When I was a military police officer, I knew what I was getting into. People were gonna fucking hate me. But I did my job correctly and well and minimized the hate. It's why I get pissed when I'm on this forum and I have the fucking mods fucking eyeballing me because they know I don't mince words. Like on the VCACS team, I was on there once, and I put a lot of work into compiling the community's grievances and the things the community wanted, just the whole deal. And I had these huge write-ups I would give to the team, right? And at one point, I was told to shut up. I was like, hey, they hate the corpse cart, or they want the fell wraith to do something. They told me to shut up and stop being so loud, or something like that. Like, I was the mouthpiece for the community. I gotta tell them what the community is saying, but they don't care. And like there's a recent kick up, right? They made some changes to the VC book. They nerfed us 3 times in a row, pretty much. And people are like, well, why the hell are you nerfing us? And they're like, well, and basically they told us, well, you can ask 5 things you want to know, and then we'll tell you those 5 things. No, fuck you. That's not how that works. Not how any of that works. If you change something, if you have a meeting where you're changing things, you write down what's being changed, what it's changed to, and why it was changed. This is how it normally works. This is how things normally go. It shouldn't take all the players going, hey, why the hell did this thing get changed? And you going, well, I'm not going to tell you, but you can't ask 5 things. It's just bullshit how they treat their community. It really is. I do not like how the team treats their community. It's bullshit. And the fact that they'll go on there and they'll hardcore censor anyone that opposes them is also bullshit. Anyone who's been on this forum knows what I'm talking about. Like right now, I made a big stink about the VC changes, and they took my role away, and they took my fucking avatar away to try and, I don't know, fucking curtail me? I don't fucking know. But the biggest grievance I have right now is that they're ignoring their professional VC players who play this army probably almost every day, if not in their heads. And they're ignoring them. These guys have more boots on ground time than the rules team probably does, right? But they're ignoring them and telling them to shut up for whatever fucking reason. There's a guy on there who knows his shit. And y'all know what I'm talking about just by that hint. He knows his shit. And they were insulting him and telling him that he didn't know anything or some damn thing. I'm not going to pull the post up and show him because that's just fucking petty. But the biggest problem right now with this game is the fucking team. I get the fact that you're all volunteers and you might be busy. If that's the case, get more fucking volunteers. It's not hard. And when those volunteers speak out against other team members, you don't fucking remove them from the team. Teams have to self-regulate. Teams are not there to kiss each other's asses. Teams have to self-regulate. Teams have to point out what's wrong with other team members. That's how a team gets better. If you have a team of volunteers, one guy goes, you know what, you guys are doing this wrong. And you go, fuck you, and you remove him from the team, that makes the team worse. Because then the team is comprised of fucking ass kissers who just lick each other's boots the entire fucking time. Teams need adversity. Teams need opposing opinions. That's how teams get better. The 9th Age team is about a giant fucking hug circle, it seems like, where they all pat each other's backs and tell each other what a great job they're doing when the world is burning down around them. If it takes 10 pages of a forum post to get your attention, yell at you, and finally get the data they want, why'd you change thing? We changed thing because X and Y. Jesus Christ, thanks. And it took 10 pages of that, and the head of the rules team, I think, Blonde Bear, getting dragged in, and it took him. He finally said, okay, guys, here's why it was changed. That's all it took. We were happy. Like, all right, cool. Thanks for the reasonings. That's all we fucking wanted. There's so many drawbacks with the 9th Age forums and their team that it ruins the balanced game they made. It ruins the game. It does. The 9th Age game is balanced, which is so hard to find in any war game on the market, especially a fantasy one. It's fun to play. It's got a great community, but the team seems to be absolutely devout on ruining their own game for whatever fucking reason. Via censorship, via lack of fucking transparency, lack of following simple fucking procedures like having a scribe for meetings. It does not take a lot of work to have a meeting and have one guy lick his fucking pencil tip and write shit down. It's not hard. It's not. I did it all the fucking time. I still fucking do it. Should you play 9th Age? I want to say yes, but right now, I just don't fucking know. Because I am just fed up with the team that makes it. I don't know how you can spend all this time creating a game that's balanced and then light your fucking feet on fire. I don't get it. Not the entire community, but a lot of the community is mad at them. They are. They won't admit it out loud because they'll get fucking censored. They can't say it out loud because they'll get their avatar removed. They can't say it out loud because they're afraid of repercussions. But they're mad. I have PMs all the time. Everyone's fucking angry. It's just how it is. It's not the changes that they're angry about. It's the lack of transparency to those changes. Just tell us why you changed the thing. Games Workshop never told us why. You have the ability, as a community-driven game, just to tell us why. But they won't do it. So I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. I still play the game every Saturday, but man, the drive to play is fucking dying. Let me tell you. In 9th Age team, you guys don't understand. The old world will be launched within 2 years, I reckon. And if y'all don't fix your shit, your game will cease to exist. This has been Garbro Miniature Reviews, and I'll see you next time.